can you explain the energy and the emotion by the girls? It seemed like this is a very big game for them to win. And is there something besides, obviously, the first conference game why they're so excited?
We talked all week about, everything that we've done from June 1st until now is to prepare for WAC games. And it's our very first year in the WAC. We want to be successful. We want to make a statement our very first year in the WAC. We don't want to be passive walking into it. And so, we felt like we had a really good schedule as far as being able to start at home. And our players are really locked in the last couple of days for our scout. Utah Valley represented the WAC in the NCAA tournament. We knew this was a very veteran-laden team. They've got some really good scoring components that we all saw out there. They're a really good team, really well coached. But our players are really focused on our scout this week, and I thought did a really good job trying to carry everything over into the game. Maybe the best they've done all year as far as just trying to follow our keys to the game. I felt like there were some possessions where maybe we forced shots that we really didn't need to force, but then the second half, I thought we really settled down and we worked the ball until we got the highest percentage shot that we could get.
Second quarter, they go up 12 points. You guys are having some trouble scoring on the inside, and three-point shooting ended over 40%. I felt like that was one of the strengths. How are you guys just able to utilize that when the inside wasn't necessarily working as much?
Yeah, we have really good three-point shooters. I thought that we got some good looks in the second quarter that just didn't fall. But if you put in the work, you've got confidence in your three-point shot. We claim to be a three-point shooting team. We're not going to go away from that. And the odds are that you're going to start hitting shots at some point. So we're not going to not shoot threes. But I thought in the second half we executed more to get better, like more wide open looks from the perimeter. And then when you get the attention on your three-point shooters, it kind of opens up the paint a little bit more for your low post players to do work.
It's right. In the third quarter, you guys, it seemed like the defense really locked down on them too. They weren't able to get many good looks at all. Was that any adjustments you made, or just a refocus of what you wanted to do?
I mean, Josie Williams, hard, difficult matchup for us. Just her size. She takes up a lot of space. It's easy to lob the ball over us to her. And so really credit mainly our guards. Just their help side defense was really good today. Even if they didn't have to commit to help, they just clogged the paint up. It made it look like you couldn't pass it in there. Late in the game, they started forcing passes into her. But, really credit our help side defense for being aware that, this is kind of their bread and butter, the pick and roll, the just lob into the post. And so it required a good team defensive effort to prevent that from happening just over and over and over.
Kind of tough studying for Jamie early on, but she got into a rhythm, got more efficient. What was just your message about just keeping her composure and just staying focused out?
Yeah, Jamie's a great teammate. She puts our team first, and she has had some games this month where we've kind of put everything on her shoulders because she's the main one scoring. And I think early on in the game, she maybe tried to score when her shot wasn't the one that was open. That took on probably more responsibility than she needed to. Took some maybe ill-advised shots early in the shot clock. But again, in the second half, I thought everyone had more composure. They let the offense kind of come back to them before they forced any shots. So really, really good shot selection from everyone in the second half, including Jamie.
In the second quarter, when you were down 12, how important was that 11-0 run? And then you ended up getting it to 4 at halftime. I mean, that game could have gotten away from you there in the second quarter. Instead, it kind of reset a little bit going into break. What was your thought?
Yeah, I think the momentum was, getting defensive stops and scoring in transition. We forced 16 turnovers. It turned into 21 points for us. And that was a big part of, stopping their run, going on a run ourselves, and just making sure it was just a single-digit margin at halftime.
How about taking care of the ball? 4 turnovers total. But the other, that's a good defense. That's a really good defense.
Yeah.
How impressed were you about that?
Yeah, good defensive team, and credit our players with just reading the defense and not forcing passes that weren't there. We really do want to feed our post players in the paint. They had big defenders on them, and I thought our guards did a good job not trying to force something that wasn't really there.
And then Tatum Barber at the end. So she misses a couple of free throws. You get that foul. They get points with the clock stopped. She goes right back, gets fouled again, and buries them. I mean, she's just got cuts. Like,
Well, Jamie ends up with a double-double tonight. And when I'm looking at the stat sheets, I'm like, well, Tatum's got a double-double. Oh, wait a minute. She got fouled 10 times. That's not exactly your traditional double-double, but I was like, what is that 10? She's really strong. She uses her body well to protect the basketball. She's put herself on the line. And I would guess probably later on this evening, she'll be in here shooting free throws. She did a good job taking care of the basketball and getting those fouls called.
How important is 1-0?
It's super important. You don't want to get behind early on, especially when we play our first two at home. We've got a completely different style coming in here on Saturday. And so, we told our players, enjoy this tonight, go hop in the ice bath, recover, and then be ready tomorrow to purge everything we've worked on the last 3 days and get ready for our next opponent.